Hello, my name is Mark Baines, and I'm the Athletic Director for Notre Dame High School. This video has been created to provide important reminders to parents regarding students' participation in athletics at Notre Dame High School. This video replaces the previously required parent meeting that we've had for several years. At the conclusion of this video, you must verify that you have read and understood the content of this video. Participation in high school athletics involves adhering to several standards, not just standards set by our school, but also those of the Missouri State High School Activities Association. This video will explain and highlight many of those standards. The first set of standards we will discuss are academic standards. Besides receiving a Catholic education, academics receive the highest priority at Notre Dame High School. Athletic eligibility is directly linked to semester grades. To be academically eligible, a student must have completed 3 credits or 80% of the credits enrolled in, whichever is greater, in the preceding semester. No more than 1 credit in credit recovery shall be counted towards eligibility. In the spring semester, if a student does not pass enough credits, some summer school credits can be earned to go towards that eligibility. See the athletic director for more specific information on what courses can be taken. The next set of standards to understand regard a student's citizenship. The Missouri State High School Activities Association, or MSHA, requires that students maintain credible citizenship in order to participate in high school athletics. Here at Notre Dame, we address this with our sports code of behavior. This code talks about the consequences for students who sell, distribute, or use alcohol or other drugs. These consequences range from suspensions to removal from the team. All discipline problems will be handled by the head coach in conjunction with the head of student life and discipline and the athletic director. This form must be signed by the student and her parent or guardian. Going back to MSHA rules, if a student is involved in any out-of-school actions for which charges may have or have been filed by law enforcement authorities, the student or parent/guardian must notify the school. Failure to do so can result in loss of eligibility and possible forfeiture of contests for the team. We want students to make good decisions, and the rules are in place to encourage them to do so. The next topic to discuss is transportation. The transportation authorization form must be read and signed. The transportation authorization form gives parents the opportunity to specify what they do or do not approve for their child when it comes to transportation. The next standard is school attendance. This is often misunderstood by students and their parents. Students must be in attendance a full school day in order to compete in athletics that day, not a half day as some people think. For example, if a student decides they need to stay at home to rest up for the morning prior to a big game that afternoon or evening, we would have a problem. You must be in attendance the entire day to participate. If a student must miss school time, for example, for a doctor's appointment or an orthodontist appointment, please notify the athletic director for approval. Next is the topic of non-school competition. Basically, a student cannot participate in a non-school competition in a sport that is taking place at the same time at the high school level. An example would be basketball. If a Notre Dame high school basketball player wanted to play on a game for the church's basketball team while the high school season was still going on, that would be a violation. In recent years, however, there are some exceptions to this rule allowed by MSHA in certain individual sports. In the sports of cross country, track, swimming, golf, and tennis, a student may participate in 2 non-school competitions, but only with approval from the high school athletic director. The topic of transfer students is next. This is regarding students who attended high schools elsewhere prior to enrolling at Notre Dame. Basically, any such student and their parent or guardian must contact the athletic director, as there is required paperwork that must be completed. Please note, in most cases, a student who transfers to Notre Dame High School during their high school career will not be eligible for varsity sports for 365 days. They should, however, be able to be eligible at a lower level, such as JV or freshman. Now we'd like to discuss communication with coaches. There are a time that a student or parent has concerns. The first contact with concerns should take place with the head coach of that particular team. This should not, however, take place immediately before, during, or after a competition. Sometimes emotions come into play, and it's best for everyone if some time can be taken to let those emotions subside so that any conversation is respectful among all parties involved. In addition, communication of scheduling conflicts should be communicated. Any scheduling conflicts that a student or family has should be communicated with the head coach as much in advance as possible. New this year, the athletic program at Notre Dame will be using the GroupMe app for communication. This can be used through a computer or a phone app. A team representative will have more information for you as your sports season begins. We strongly encourage you to get involved with this app to aid in team communication. We at Notre Dame High School promote good sportsmanship. Good sportsmanship is an expectation of all participants, players, coaches, and spectators. There are many times that people get frustrated with officials. It is important for everyone to realize that the number of available officials is decreasing at a very alarming rate. And soon that is going to affect team schedules because we don't have enough officials to go around. Please be respectful of their contributions. Without them, these games can't and will not be played. Required forms to be completed and submitted. Before a student can even participate in a practice of any kind at Notre Dame, they must have a current physical examination dated February 1st, 2018 or more recent. This can be done by a nurse practitioner, which is sometimes the case when you go into a place like Walgreens. Also, an emergency medical form must be completed. That can be completed by the parents. It also requires a signature of the student and a parent and will include insurance information. The Code of Behavior form and the Transportation Authorization form, both previously discussed in this video, are accessible from this form. All money generated from concession stands and admission gates go directly to supporting the Notre Dame High School athletic program. Parents and our students are expected to fulfill concession stand or admission gate duties during the sports season during which their child participates. Instead of randomly having individual parents sign up for concession stand duty, teams are going to be assigned dates. These teams will be responsible for their dates of coverage. There will be a team representative who will coordinate that team's parents which dates that they will need to work. Each team will have a handful of dates to be responsible for, and then that team representative will divide it up as needed. Students will be allowed to help with concessions on their team's assigned date. However, their parent must be with them, and only the adults may handle money during this time. To verify with an electronic signature that you have watched this video, parents need to check the box on the Co-Curricular Parent Authorization 18-19. Thank you for taking the time to view this video. We look forward to a great year for our Rebel athletes. Again, thank you.